Hello dear friends, today we are going to learn the constitution of ephedrine from the chapter alkaloid. So the point is that constitution of alkaloid. We already came across the point chemical constitution of alkaloid, and now in that constitution of alkaloid we are going to learn the constitution of ephedrine alkaloid. So we know that ephedrine is the alkaloid which is containing nitrogen is present in the side chain. Most of the alkaloids containing nitrogen in cyclic form, but this ephedrine is the alkaloid which containing nitrogen in the side chain or in open chain form. So what is the use of this ephedrine? So this ephedrine is used to raise your blood pressure. Suppose somebody or someone is having low blood pressure problem, so the limited amount of this ephedrine alkaloid is used to raise the blood pressure of that particular person. Or this is also used as a medicine those who are having a nose and throat infection. So this is the uses of the ephedrine alkaloid, which is this ephedrine alkaloid is obtained from the genus Ephedra plant Ma Huang, that is the Chinese type of plant. So now we are going to learn or see the constitution of alkaloid, means the naturally obtained or extracted ephedrine. Now we are going to establish the structure for this ephedrine, and first point among the constitution of alkaloid ephedrine is qualitative analysis. So what qualitative analysis gives? There is the carbon, hydrogen and nitrogen is present in the ephedrine alkaloid. So this is the first point, as we already came across from its general constitution. Second point is the quantitative analysis. Now quantitative analysis gives empirical formula, molecular formula and molecular weight or percentage of element. From that we get the molecular formula of ephedrine is C10 H15 and NO. So this is the molecular formula of ephedrine. We know that nitrogen is the compulsory part of alkaloid, and here oxygen, also one oxygen is present. Now third point of this ephedrine is that, so when we carry out oxidation of this ephedrine, so this oxidation on ephedrine gives a product that is called as benzoic acid. The name of the product after oxidation is benzoic acid. So this oxidation in ephedrine is used to simplify the structure of complex type of alkaloid, means the complex alkaloid molecule after degradation or oxidation is converted into simple known molecules. The formation of benzoic acid, means the COH at particularly. So the oxidation, after oxidation of ephedrine alkaloid, what we get benzoic acid, means our alkaloid ephedrine containing benzene ring is the main part of that alkaloid along with side chain. So that side chain undergo oxidation, that's why it is converted into COH. So the formation of COH over the one carbon of benzene is due to oxidation of side chain. Now we can subtract the formula of benzene, that is C6H5, from the molecular formula C10 H15 and NO. So what we have in our hand? So we have a C4, then H10 and N and O. So this nitrogen and oxygen is present in the form of side chain, because basic nucleus of your ephedrine is benzene. So from these 3 points we came to know that benzene is the main nucleus in ephedrine, along with side chain is presented at one of the carbon of benzene. Now the fourth point for this constitution of ephedrine is that now we know that there is a nitrogen and oxygen in our ephedrine alkaloid. So if we treat this ephedrine with nitrous acid, so what we get? Nitrous acid, that is HNO2. So what we get from this ephedrine? That is yellow colored compound. So this nitrous treatment of nitrous acid with ephedrine is only to check the nature of nitrogen, because this is diazotization of reaction. So if we treat this with nitrous acid and if we get orange red color of compound, that indicates that primary amine, but it gives yellow color. So this nitrogen in ephedrine is in the form of NH. Okay, and that nitrogen is we know that is present in the side chain. So now the fifth point is that if we carry out the benzylation or acetylation of this ephedrine, means if we treat this with benzyl chloride, that is C6H5 C double bond O and C6H5, so what we get? We get dibenzoyl derivative with the benzoyl chloride. So what it indicates? That this reaction is carried out for determination of number of OH group in the particular ephedrine. We know that only one oxygen and only one nitrogen is present, so they may be in the form of OH. So when they treat with the benzoyl chloride, so it gives a formation of OCO C6H5. If we treat them with nitrogen, so they are converted into N, then C double bond O, C6H5. It means that only one OH and only one NH group is present in the ephedrine alkaloid among the molecular formula C10H15NO. If tribenzoyl derivative is obtained, then 3, but in molecular formula we have only one nitrogen as well as only one oxygen, so they may be in the form of OH and NH. So it can be it can be predicted from the molecular formula that one OH and NH group is present in the our ephedrine alkaloid. Now sixth point in the constitution of ephedrine is that by considering the molecular formula of ephedrine, that is C10H15NO, and if we boil with this HCl, so what we get? We get a product that is called as propiophenone C6H5 C double bond O, then your CH2 and CH3 plus a methylamine. So degradation, again this is what the degradation product, and this degradation gives this C6H5 means aromatic ring or benzene ring, and this benzene ring along with this CO double bond CH2 CH3 and CH3 NH2. Now we know that from oxidation we are saying that benzene ring is the main ring in your ephedrine along with the side chain. So this side chain is having the formula that is C4H10 and NO. So this nitrogen and oxygen in ephedrine is present in the form of NH, and that is in the form of OH, because only once they are present. Now this is present in the CNH and OH form. So now from this above facts we are able to draw the two structure for ephedrine, and these structures are structure A and B like this: CHOH, then your CH2, CH2, then your NH and CH3. So this is called as structure A, and another structure for this is, we can write like this: CHOH, then C, then here H, CH3, then NH and CH3. So this is called as structure B. So how these two structures are obtained? By considering formation of propiophenone. So from these two structures, structure A and structure B, this will, when we boil this particular structure B, from this structure B, the formation of this propiophenone may be possible. From structure A, when we boil with HCl and when we boil this structure A with HCl, the formation of propiophenone cannot be explained by considering the structure of structure A of ephedrine. But by considering structure B is the correct structure, the formation can be explained. Now this is about the sixth point. Now seventh point is that we know that we came across Hofmann exhaustive methylation, that is HEM. What is that Hofmann exhaustive methylation? This Hofmann exhaustive methylation is the technique to determine the nature of nitrogen containing ring. But we already know that from the classification of the alkaloid, the ephedrine and adrenaline are the alkaloids in which nitrogen is not present in the cyclic form, but they are present in the open chain, but still it gives us the nature of nitrogen. Suppose we consider structure, if we carry out the Hofmann exhaustive methylation of this ephedrine by considering its molecular formula C10H15NO, so we get this product, that is C, then C, H, and here the CH3 as well as oxygen. So this product 1,2, this is called as 1,2 methyl phenyl oxide. This product is called as 1,2 methyl phenyl ethylene oxide. So this is the product which is obtained after the Hofmann exhaustive methylation of your ephedrine alkylate. So this product is expected. Now if we consider the structure A for ephedrine and carry out its Hofmann exhaustive methylation, this product could not obtain from this by the Hofmann exhaustive methylation. But by considering the structure B is the more correct structure, now see, from structure B we are trying to carry out its Hofmann exhaustive methylation like this, CHOH, then your CH, CH3, NH and CH3. So if we treat this with two molecules of methyl iodide and silver hydroxide, and if heat them, so what is the product? Suppose second is the silver hydroxide and first is the methyl iodide. So it is converted into this type of intermediate, that is COH, H. So methylation of this particular nitrogen of your ephedrine alkylate takes place, that is converted into NCH3 3 times and positive charge. So this is converted into quaternary ammonium hydroxide. This quaternary ammonium hydroxide on heating loses the water molecule, means this H beta elimination takes place, and that is going to convert into the product like this, that is epoxide type of product is obtained. So this 1,2 methyl phenyl ethylene oxide is only possible by considering structure B. If we carry out Hofmann exhaustive methylation for structure A, this product is not possible, and whenever we carry out Hofmann exhaustive methylation we get this product only. So this will confirms that structure B is the correct structure of ephedrine. Now 8th point is that we have how many asymmetric carbon atom in ephedrine? So we have 2 asymmetric carbon atom. What is mean by the asymmetric carbon atom? Means carbon with 4 different groups, NH, CH3. So this is the asymmetric carbon atom and this is also asymmetric carbon atom. So in ephedrine we have 2 asymmetric carbon atom. Now if we replace the OH group of ephedrine by a chemical method, means this OH is replaced by H, then C, H, CH3 and NH, CH3. So still we have a one asymmetric carbon atom. But if we replace one OH group from structure A, so what we get? CH2, now CH2, CH2, NH and CH3. For this is for structure A, not structure A but for structure A. By replacing OH group from structure A, we get this type of hydrogen, and by replacing hydrogen from structure OH group from structure B, here we get hydrogen. By replacing the hydrogen OH group from structure B, still it has a one asymmetric carbon atom here particularly, and it don't loses its optical activity. But by replacing OH group from structure A, there is no any kind of asymmetric carbon is present here, so it loses its optical activity. That's why the more probable structure for ephedrine alkylide is structure B. So by considering the structure B is the correct structure of ephedrine alkylide, now we are going to see the synthesis of it. The next point is the synthesis of ephedrine alkylide, and that synthesis of ephedrine alkylide takes place from that 1 phenyl propane 1,2-diene, 1 phenyl propane 1,2-dione. So this is 1,2 phenyl propane 1,2-dione on a reaction with methyl amine. So simple condensation reaction takes place along with elimination of H2O. So it gets converted into this type of intermediate, that is C double bond O, then C double bond N, CH3 and your CH3 here. So this on reduction in presence of hydrogen gas over platinum, so that is going to convert into a racemic mixture of your ephedrine. So C double bond O is converted into CHOH, then this H is added over already CH3 group, and double bond NH is converted into NHCH3. So in this way the ephedrine can be obtained. So this is the racemic mixture of ephedrine, so we need to separate it. So this is about the synthesis and constitution of ephedrine your alkaloid. So see one by one the points of ephedrine. So constitution of alkaloid ephedrine. So first point in that is the qualitative analysis. So this is the qualitative analysis. We just check which type of elements are present. Then this is the quantitative analysis. So what get quantitative analysis? Percentage of carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and from that empirical and molecular formula and molecular weight determined, and from that molecular weight we are able to find out its molecular formula, and for the ephedrine we are obtaining the molecular formula C10H15NO. Third point is the oxidation. So why we use oxidation in alkaloid? Because by oxidation the complex molecule of alkaloid is converted into simple and known molecule. So in this way, by carrying out oxidation of ephedrine, we get benzoic acid. So formation of benzoic acid indicates that benzene ring is the main part of your alkaloid ephedrine along with side chain present at one of the carbon of benzene. So total molecular formula is C10H15NO. Subtract the molecular formula of benzene from total molecular formula, that is C6H5. So the what molecular formula we obtain? Means remaining, that is C4H10NO. So that is the molecular formula of your side chain. Means nitrogen and oxygen of your ephedrine remain present in the side chain. Now if we carry out its diazotization reaction, ephedrine, total ephedrine, by considering the total structure of ephedrine, if we carry out diazotization, it gives yellow colored compound, and this test is only for the nature of nitrogen atom, means whether we are going to check whether it is primary, secondary or tertiary. So it gives yellow colored compound. It means that the nitrogen of your ephedrine is in the form of your NH group. So the nature of nitrogen is known by the reaction with nitrous acid. Second is that benzoylation reaction. It is very similar to that of your acetylation reaction, means reaction with acetyl chloride or acetic anhydride. Here we get dibenzoyl derivative, means 2. It means that only 2 molecule of benzoyl chloride is consumed by this ephedrine alkaloid, and this consumption of 2 molecule of benzoyl chloride is only because of OH and NH. If there are 2 OH groups are present, the molecular formula should containing 2 oxygen, but here only 1 oxygen is there. If there is the NH2 group, so the molecular formula should containing 2 nitrogen, but in molecular formula only 1 nitrogen and 1 oxygen. So the dibenzoyl derivative is formed due to 1 OH group and another is due to OH. So this NH is also confirmed by the fact that formation of yellow color. If yellow color is not there, so there is no NH group. So the side chain of ephedrine containing OH group as well as NH group. Now 6th point in the constitution is, if we boil this ephedrine with HCl, so what we get? A propiophenone. A propiophenone means C6H5 aromatic ring or benzene ring is there along with C double bond O. So this formation of propiophenone is only explained by considering, means if you consider this structure B is the correct structure, then this undergo rupture here, and this COH is converted into C double bond O, then CH2, CH2 and CH3. So in this way, this carbon nitrogen bond undergo rupture and it is converted into CH3NH2, and this structure is converted into propiophenone. But from structure A, this boiling with HCl, this do not exist because the rupture takes place at here, and what we get different types of product. So structure B is the more probable structure for your ephedrine alkaloid. So this is about the more probable structure. Now Hofmann exhaustive methylation. So this Hofmann exhaustive methylation is the technique which gives nature and number of nitrogen atom in the alkaloid. So here if we can carry out Hofmann exhaustive methylation of ephedrine, so what we get 1,2-methyl-phenyl-ethylene oxide as the product. By considering structure A, and if we carry out its Hofmann exhaustive methylation, this type of product is not possible from this structure A. But by considering structure B, if we carry out its Hofmann exhaustive methylation, we get this 1,2-methyl-phenyl-ethylene oxide as the product, which is obtained by carrying out the Hofmann exhaustive methylation of ephedrine. So this is about the Hofmann exhaustive methylation. The next point is that by replacement of OH group, if we replace OH group of structure B, still we have one asymmetric carbon atom. As what is the asymmetric carbon atom? Carbon with 4 different groups. Here C, OH, H, benzene ring, and here this remaining group. For this carbon CS3, NHCS3, H, and this remaining group. So here in structure B we have a 2 asymmetric carbon atom, but for structure A we have only one asymmetric carbon atom, that is C here. Only one asymmetric carbon atom is present in for the structure A. So by replacement of OH group from structure B, still we have one more asymmetric carbon atom, so it do not loses its optical activity. But by replacing OH from structure A, now there is no any asymmetric carbon atom is present, so that's why it is become now optical inactive. That's why structure B is the correct structure of ephedrine, and it can be proved by its synthesis. So how the synthesis of ephedrine can carried out? By treating the 1-phenyl propane 1,2-dione with methylamine. So simple condensation reaction takes place along with C double bond N formation, and this on reduction gives a racemic mixture of ephedrine. So in this way we are established the structure of ephedrine, and it can be proved by its synthesis. So this is about the constitution and synthesis of alkaloid ephedrine. The next constitution of nicotine we can study in next lecture. Thank you for the cooperation.